Top of the morning to ya. This is Brian walking home from the school bus stop. Wanted to share a little story with you. Long ago, not so long ago, I was in therapy. I was dealing with a sexual addiction issue and was in therapy. I was in Celebrate Recovery and I was a wreck. I was non-functional. The addiction issues were not my kingdom self that I wanted to be. And therapy and recovery was what I needed, where I needed to be. Partway through that season of life, in that recovery period, I joined my first mastermind group. And one of the mastermind leaders there said, well, recovery is looking backward and coaching and mastermind is looking forward. And I kind of like that. There's a lot of focus on who you used to be in recovery and therapy. It looks back and sorts in and deals in and digs in with all those issues. So that's why I liked mastermind, driving me forward. I liked coaching, driving me forward, looking for excellence, looking for improvement. In a recent coach training, I'm a great coach. I'm an awesome coach. I help people get into their issues and stuff. But I couldn't discern kind of coaching and therapy and stuff. But the recent training we did, I found a good definition for it. And looking back on that story, it really fits and it applies. When you're dysfunctional, you need a therapist to go into that dysfunctional, into the stories, into the details of how that dysfunction was created. What was the conditioning? What was the upbringing that brought that dysfunction? So to go from dysfunction to functional is therapy, is recovery. To go from functional to excellence is coaching. And I was like, oh, it was like a big eye opener. I'm like, oh, that's why I love coaching, because people are functional and they're like aspiring for awesomeness. I always struggled with mental disabilities versus physical disabilities. When I was the director of the sailing program in town here, we had Courage Center sailing that would bring down a bunch of disabled and blind and wheelchair bound people, and we would teach them how to sail. And then one of the groups was mentally disabled, and that's dysfunctional, and I wasn't trained or prepared for that. And they came in and I didn't know what to do or how to do it well, and I got frustrated as I looked at, all right, yep, cover that up. Good job, doggy. It's not a poopy. Don't be accusing me of that. And so that was like, I didn't have the training. I didn't have the skills to go from and understand what the mental process was, what the communication was. But I had blind guys sailing, blind guys and girls sailing. I had handicapped, wheelchair-bound people sailing because I understood that their mental capacity was there. I could go from they are functional within their disabilities. We understood the boundaries of that, and we could give them verbal instructions and demonstration instructions to go to the next level. So I don't know that I have an action step for you today, other than just think about your life and where you're at. Do you need therapy for something that you're struggling with? Or do you need coaching so that you can go from functional and awesome to super awesome and excellent. We are starting on a mastermind on May 7th and would love to have you join us with a bunch of other men who are functional Christians, fathers, husbands that are going from functional to awesome, spectacular excellence by challenging each other, supporting each other, loving each other, pointing out blind spots to each other, and celebrating each other. And did I leave out supporting? I think I had supporting in there. So if that's of interest to you, reach out to me. And for now, you be blessed. Don't you love that sun? Oh, that feels so good. That sun. And here comes the nose shutdown.